there's one big thing.
Oh,
John Mayer on Call Her Daddy.
Oh,
People
right,
have
right.
been-
I wouldn't say disappointed because I did enjoy it.
It's what I expected.
I just thought I thought Alex was gonna push him a little bit, just like not like why did you do this, but more like playful, like kind of make fun of him a little bit, you know, like just to see
I'm
him.
surprised, I guess, that she didn't even refer to like a Taylor Swift song.
Yeah, there wasn't
Not
a
even with the name, but just being like, how do you like?
Yeah, and I
With
know
like
they did
people
talk
writing
about
songs
Yeah.
about you.
Yeah, they did talk about exes, and you know he spoke about it, but he was very clearly like, you know, I made mistakes, but I'm not gonna get into it. Like
Honestly, the only thing I did,
which is fine if he doesn't want to do that, he doesn't have to. But for me, it was just like for that show, I was just surprised that there wasn't a little more from that area when it comes to actual relationship history. And I know he says he doesn't talk about it and blah blah blah, but
actually the one thing I didn't hear until this one was him saying that he has like panic attacks when he goes on dates and stuff like that.
yeah.
That was interesting to hear.
I said that if you are given the option to interview John Mayer and they say, listen, you can't ask about Taylor Swift, but he will sing all these songs to you, I'm taking that up. Like, I am taking that 100%.
Oh,
I'm going,
yeah.
John Mayer can 100% come here and sing these songs to me. Straight up. I also
Alex's face
I mean,
summed
when
it up
he- when he
perfectly.
would,
She like
like-
melted into her seat.
I mean, of
But also
course.
he would look
which
up
I
while
think
he's playing,
anybody
like,
would have.
and
Like,
just
how
look
do
at
you-
her,
yeah.
and it's like just you and me here.
Right,
Yeah.
like
he's
it's
singing like
I know.
love songs.
I know.
To
It's
you.
just us.
It's just that's just the highs and lows of this interview. Like I think as far as emotions go, you know, I'm like rolling my eyes, and then I'm like, okay, thinking, sure, and then I'm like, oh, that was a nice thing that he just said. Rolling my eyes again, and then he sings, and I'm like, googly eyes.
I also think, though, there is an aspect where no matter what he says about Taylor Swift, it's kind of like Jake Gyllenhaal. No matter what they say,
Yeah.
everyone's going to take Taylor Swift's side. So why even open up your mouth about it?
No, absolutely. I get that.
Because they are at a lose-lose situation
no, definitely.
here when
like,
it comes to Taylor Swift.
No,
Like,
definitely.
She's a goddamn army.
It's
Definitely.
It, like they are in a lose-lose
definitely.
situation.
And he made it very clear, talking about, you know, wanting to be like relevancy and trying to be forgotten in the things that, you know, he doesn't want to be remembered in, and his psyche when he was dating all these beautiful famous women that like he grew up thinking he wasn't necessarily worthy of that and these things. So
I mean, yeah.
he was talking about, he's like, you know, it wasn't me being like douchey, it was more like me being like, oh my God, you want me? Like, so I don't know, but that's, to me, like that's where I kind of roll my eyes a little bit, just because there's some things where he
Like, he's a
just
nerdy guy in high
comes
school.
off a little self-righteous, like he's done all this work and now he's so evolved and like he's reached this level. I do just wish maybe Alex asked him about like age discrepancies in dating. Like keep it keep it vague, because
But they probably were told don't ask about
But
it.
also-
but
Think about how many times we've interviewed people and have been told you can't ask about
But
this.
here's the thing.
no, I know, but I do think that Alex has some pretty hard and fast rules with Call Her Daddy that she's
Yeah.
going to have guests on. They need to share about their lives.
Right, but then when it comes down to like John Mayer's
Yeah.
gonna, like I said, there's one
I
thing.
just think she
John
like,
Mayer's gonna
I th-
sing to you.
Yeah, I mean, she pushed back on Hailey
I-
Let me
Bieber
stick up
more than
for
she
John
did
for a
John Mayer.
second.
I don't disagree with
Yeah.
you, but I'm just
He
looking
hasn't
at it
dated
from
that many
the,
young girls.
No, I mean he's got a funky friendship with Kiernan Shipka. I find that to be
I
a
don't
little
know who that
bizarre
is.
right now.
Who's Kiernan
That's like
Shipka?
current. They say they're friends. Everyone says they're just friends, but then there's always like Dumois sightings that are like, oh, they looked kind of cozy, which could be totally made up, but they do hang out a lot.
She's 23.
He's 45. She's young. And I mean, she's been acting for a long time. She was in Mad Men when she was really, really little. And so she's been in the business for a long time, but they have been friends for years. And look, Cassie David's young. She's not exactly like
But they're
older,
friends.
but they're friends.
I don't
just felt like there was
disagree with-
some interesting aspect there that just
I don't disagree with what you're saying,
did
but
Jennifer
I'm just
Aniston
looking
older.
at it from
Yeah.
the time, like from the business behind the scenes
No,
perspective where like there's a
wouldn't
ton of
expect her
times
to say no to doing this interview.
No, I know, but there's a ton of times where you're like want to ask something really bad that is like the most obvious thing, and they're like, you can't ask about this. Would you rather do the interview and you can't ask, or would you rather just not do it at all? And like
I could see
a lot of times it comes down to like if it's John Mayer. Like I really think it comes down to like John Mayer's gonna sing for you.
I mean,
what are
they
you
kept
gonna do?
referring to
Yeah.
the dinner that they had with like Cassie, that where they like agreed to
Yeah,
do this.
yeah.
I could easily see them at dinner being like her trying to convince him, and he's like, all right, well, like I don't want to like don't bring up this because it's just gonna cause like a whole
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, of
And
course.
she's like, fine, I won't. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, of course. I just think that, you know, for the show that she makes, I thought she would have given a little bit more. That's all. Or pushed a little bit more. But I'm not saying it wasn't like, I thought
I
it
just
was
think
still.
he's already so apologetic. It would be like weird to be like.
Is he that apologetic?
He really is though.
He
I
is.
like I
He
gotta
keeps saying,
I
like,
gotta
all
say
he does
like
is talk about how he
the
hates who he
amount of
was.
times John Mayer has said he was sorry, like from watching Current Mood. I know this sounds ridiculous, but when he used to do the Current Mood stuff every Sunday night, the amount of times that guy said that he like hated how he was or like hates thinking about how he acted and like is apologetic about all those things, I do think he has made it pretty clear that he regrets
It's like
acting the way he did at some point in his life. Like I really think so.
And also-
I think you're allowed to change, and like you were John Mayer and like everyone was hyping you up and like you're gonna be an asshole, and then you
and
can
what
learn
is
from that.
he like known
And
for?
he
It's
was
like,
talking to Shawn Mendes on Current Mood and was like, "Don't be an asshole like me." Like
Yeah.
he has said those things plenty of times.
Yeah, and in reality, people are like mad that he's dated like a bunch of women, like for the most part. Like
Well,
that,
the-
like
well,
when
he
people
was-
think
I
John Mayer-
wouldn't say
No,
I wouldn't
was-
say it's
the way
because
he
of
treated them
yeah,
and
it's
the way
not-
they
it's
said
not
he
because
treated
of the
them.
quantity.
But
it's
but, like,
not because of the quantity.
Other than Jessica
it's not.
Simpson and Taylor Swift, who has like come out and said like I haven't heard Katy Perry, Jennifer Aniston, anyone say like, oh, he was terrible. Like,
Well, he might have been bad in some and good in others.
and that's just being a human.
I can agree with you on that as well. I think maybe some of his were probably a little worse, heightened by his fame and popularity, and
And yeah, you
him
don't have
thinking,
the biggest person in the entire world writing a song
And
saying how
also-
terrible you are.
But also, he doesn't have people. He probably didn't have people in his life telling him no a lot of times. So he probably was a bigger asshole than a normal person would be. But I also do think he has. And you can call me crazy, but I agree with you, and I think he has said plenty of times that he is like apologized.
Yeah.
Do you think that John Mayer and Taylor Swift will ever like do something
No.
together? Ever like
No.
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 run into each other?
Literally,
somewhere?
like,
not like a Haley Bieber, Selena Gomez type thing.
0%.